Good morning, world, universe, galaxy, Samsung. So, welcome again to this weekend talk show. And this is Political Talk Show. I am Julene Aparelia and I will be your host for today's episode. So today is not just another day. It is because we will be inviting different persons from different sectors in our community to share their thoughts and opinions about the perceptions that nation state is too big for small problems and too small for big problems in life. So what are we waiting for? Let's start with the business sector, which is represented by Ruben Mulaan.
Good day, everyone. I am Ruben Mulaan from the business sector. I am the owner and the CEO of the best among companies here in the Philippines. So my perception regarding to why nation state is too big for the small problems of life and too small for the big problems of life is that it is too small for the big problems of life because there are no effective international mechanisms to deal with such things like capital flows, commodity imbalances, the loss of jobs and the demographical tidal waves which will be developing in the next years. And it is too big for the small problems of life because the flow of power to a national political center means increasingly unresponsive due to the variety and diversity of local needs. So for today's situation, the COVID-19, where lots of people loses jobs due to the pandemic. For us, business owners, it is hard for us to decide and lessen our employees because we know already that they will suffer crisis and we also suffer for a low income rate due to the pandemic. It is too big for small problems of life and I'm referring to the local needs. And it is too small for the big problems of life and I'm referring to the global and international needs, which is those businesses and companies that has a business partners and investors from the different nations. So it is hard for them to cope up and import and export their products due to the travel banning. So that was my perception regarding to why nation state is too big for the small problems of life and it is too small for the big problems of life. Again, I am Ruben Mulaan from the business sector. That could be all. Thank you. God bless and stay safe, everyone.
Another special guest is from Science and Health sector, represented by Rosalie Suarez.
Hello everyone, I'm Rosalie Suarez. I am a medical doctor from Japan. Well, my opinion about the nation state have become too small for big problems in life and too big for that small problems in life is, as a medical doctor, I am so much concerned about the health of everyone. So, in this time of pandemic, I will do everything to help all the people to survive in these deadly diseases. Most of us need some vaccine for COVID-19. But how are we going to help everyone in this vast world if our vaccine can only sustain of our country, which our nation state have become too big for that small problems in life, which I am referring this for local problems. And if we will help the international countries, it is hard for us to solve the problem, which our nation state have become too small for big problems in life. And I am referring this for international problems. That would be all my opinion. Thank you.
Next in line is from political sector, which is represented by Kimberly Ayuban.
A nation state is too big for the local things and too small for the international things. As a barangay captain, I could say that it is true. Because like in Bohol, our beloved province, if one of the town in Bohol got a problem, like for example about road, then only Bohol can resolve it. But if we could say that the problem of Bohol is about agriculture, tourism, or economy, we need to ask help from the president and then vice versa. For example, in City Kumbaha, they have a voluntary to clean and fix the road, and then we don't need to ask the help of municipal mayor because we can do it by the help of the people who live in Kumbaha. That's why I could say that the nation state is too big for the local things and too small for the international things. I could say that the nation states have become too small for a big problems of life and too big for the small problems of life. Thank you.
Next to share is an elementary teacher, Mary Rusimi Baba. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good day. I am Mary Rosimi Baba from Education Sector. I am one of the teachers here in the International School at Paris, France. And my point regardless to why nation states have become too small for big problems of life and too big for small problems of life is that too small which I'm referring to the local problems, and too big which I'm referring to the global or international problems. One of the critical challenges of the 21st century teachers is to address issues of value-based education in curriculum. There should be collaboration between the policymakers and the teaching force to ensure efficient and effective implementation of the policy prescriptions. Teachers at any level make progress on school-wide priorities. In fact, schools are increasingly focusing on strengthening themselves and their programs through teamwork and common strategies. It's no secret that education system here and abroad took a heavy beating from the COVID-19 pandemic. From preparation of lesson plans to conducting the classes and the handling of assignments, teachers have to make sure that the quality of learning remains even in the absence of face-to-face interactions. We teachers hope that all things with online classes and blended learning turn out to be beneficial to students. I hope students would realize that they should work hand in hand with their teachers for the pursuit of the online classes. To sum up, the problem is too big if it faced individually, but if it faced with collaboration, the problem is too small to handle. Like in teaching and learning process, we teachers are encouraged to let our students to have collaborative learning and to have fun while learning. That's all. Thank you.
And last but not the least, a proud representative of many students, which is Marites Hinampas Dingding. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good day to everyone. My perception about nation states become too small for the big problems of life and too big for the small problems of life is that as a student of Bohol Island State University Kandihay campus, I believe that we are all encountered a lot of problems in life. Even the richest person in the world experience a problem. So today, due to COVID-19, all people, rich or poor, experience a problem. Due to COVID-19, we uses online class instead of having a face-to-face class. So now, with the words I said to you, we can now have the idea that online class refers to the small problems of life, and nation state become too big to solve that kind of problem, because online class can be solved by yourself without asking help for the nation state by just answering your modules. Then the problem will solve. So now, let's talk about the nation state become too small for big problems refers to big problems of life because whole world experiencing this or experience this kind of problem. And nation states have become too small to solve that kind of problem. So meaning, we must work together. We must help each other. We must follow the protocols in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus. And of course, don't forget to pray to the Lord. Because man without God is nothing, but God without man is still God. So we must pray together in order all the problems of the nation states will be solved. That's all. Thank you.
Nation state is too small for big problems and too big for small problems in life. It is because of its functions and laws. It is too big for small problems in life because it interferes with your life choices, like sharing national cultures, which are common language, history, holidays, and education. It asks you to celebrate the same national culture even if you are in different identities, just like America, who has undeniably different identities of people, but they still share the American culture, which made them a nation state. It is too small for big problems also because nation states has a definite border where its power ends. How can you solve bigger problems if you have limitations? That is why nation state is too small for big problems and nation state is too big for small problems in life.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts and opinions about this topic. And that's end our weekend political talk show. Thank you for being part of this episode. Goodbye. See you soon.